Hello there and welcome to a tutorial how to make a simple level editor within Construct 3. So yeah, first of all, this will be a very simple example how to do a level editor in Construct 3, but hopefully you get the idea how can you scale that idea into a full-blown level editor. So let's take a look how to make the very basic version of that level editor. So opening up your Construct 3 and let's press New Project. Let's name that as a level editor. And first of all, what we need is some kind of, let's say, a grid for our game. So we will make a tilemap based level editor. So first of all, let's click on that layout and change the grid size to 32 and press the show grid and snap to grid. And after that, we can create the actual selector object within the scene, which will work as the so-called mouse for the user. So let's press add new object and search for sprite. And add sprite into the scene, and let's resize that to 32. So that is the same size as our grid within the editor. And let's color that to blue or whatever you like and put it in the scene. And what we need to do right now, because the origin point of the object is at the middle, we want to put it at the within the grid. So we need to change the origin point from the image editor by choosing the edit image points and right click on the origin and quick assign and chop left. And after that, we can close the image editor and now it fits nicely into the grid. Now we can add, actually let's give it a name. So choosing that sprite and let's call it a selector. And after that, we can create a tilemap for the scene. So right click on an empty space, insert new object, and let's search for tilemap. Unfortunately, we have a ready tilemap from Construct 3, so we don't have to build our own. We can use this in this example. And of course, you can create your own tilemap for your level editor, but this is just for example purposes. The grid is divided into 32. You can actually see that by clicking at the chop and configure grid. And that is actually not, it is 10.10, but it is within the scene. When we close it, we have on the left side, we have the tile width and tile height, which is 32 and 32, which is the same as our grid within the layout. So after that, we can actually jump into the code and let's press on the level editor, the event sheet, and right click on an empty space. And let's add a global variable. And let's call that as tile selected. And it is a number, and we can keep the initial value at 0 and press on OK. And after that, we can set the selector object to follow our mouse. So for that, we need the mouse plugin. So let's go back to layout and right click on an empty space, and insert new object and search for mouse. Then we can jump back into the event sheet and press the add event, choose system, and type in every tick. And there we have it, the event every tick. Every tick will happen on every frame, and that is what we need right now. So for every tick, we are gonna choose add action, choose the selector, and set the position for that object. So type in set pose and you can see the set position. And what we need to type into here is the mouse position, but we have to give it a number that it actually fits at the grid when it's moved. So we want the selector object to jump within the grids, not being at the middle of them, for example. So let's type in a brackets and type in round you need 2 of those opening brackets, and another bracket, opening bracket, and type in mouse.x and divide it by 32, close the brackets, and multiply that by 32, and close the brackets. And we have to do the same for the another object as well. Sorry, there is actually not 2 of those, only 1 at the beginning. My bad. So for the y, we need to type in the same. We can actually copy this whole text here and put it there and just change the x to y. Press done. And now when we jump into the game and press play, you can see that the selector object is following the cursor and actually jumping between the tiles, not being at the middle. That's what we want. Now we can close this, jump to event sheet, and add another event. And let's choose a... actually, we need the plugin keyboard as well. So right click on an empty space on layout, insert new object, and let's choose keyboard. And in the event sheet, let's click add event, choose keyboard, and we actually gonna use the on any key pressed. Yeah, on any key pressed. And after that, we can add an action for that and choose system and search for set value. And the value we are gonna set to tile selected is keyboard dot typed key. So what this action will do, that anytime a user presses any key on the keyboard, the tile selected global variable will be set to that, let's say, letter. But because our global variable is a number, it doesn't accept any other keys than numbers. So basically, you can use only the number keys from your keyboard to set the tile selected. So this will be used to pick different tiles from your tile map. And after that, we can choose, actually, let's do the actual editor here. So let's put the add event, and let's choose mouse, and on mouse button is down, and that is the left button, and press done. We can actually add an action here and choose the tile map and search for set tile. And the tile we need to set is, the position for that is the selector.x, and for the tile y, selector.y, and the tile we want to place is the tile selected. So now when we jump into the layout, press play, and we can use the cursor here and maybe press number 1 and click on the screen, and it actually don't work. So that is not something what we wanted to happen. Let's see what is going on. This was my bad. So what we need to do here is actually divide this by 32 as well for the both of these. So now we should have a way to add tiles. Yes. Now we can actually press any number on our keyboard and it will pick a tile from the tile map. So how this works is basically, if we open up the tile map, it's from the it's choosing the numbers from left to right. So basically pressing the numbers changes the tile which we are about to place. Of course, you could create some way to see what tile is about to be placed, but for this tutorial we won't do that. So now we have a fully functional tile map editor. But of course, we wanted to save this as well. So basically when we do a level like this, we want that when we close this, we can actually get back into it and continue building. So let's close that and jump to event sheet. And let's press add event, keyboard and on key pressed, and let's choose the S key for saving. And let's actually add the load key as well. So we can copy that, click on the left margin, the arrow key, and Control C and Control V, so we can have another of that, and double click on that on S pressed, and let's change that to L for loading. So okay, now we need to jump into our layout and add a way to actually storage the information in somewhere. So let's use the local storage for that. If you type in for the new object, local storage, we can have a plugin here. And after that, jump into the event sheet. And for the S pressed, we can add an action, choose local storage, and choose set item. The key name can be anything you like. I'm just gonna call it world1. And the value what we wanna place within this key is actually the tilemap.asJSON. So what this does now is when we press the S key, it stores to world1 called key, the tilemap of this the current what it incides currently. So, but this doesn't help anything if we just press play, so we have to do the loading as well. So let's actually add another event, and system, and on start of layout, we want to fetch the key that it actually exists. So add key, local storage, and let's choose the get item. And let's type in the world1, which we just typed for the previous action. And now when pressing the L key, we want to add action, choose local storage, and choose the, not local storage. We want to choose the tilemap. And there is a function called set from JSON. And what we want to type in here is a local storage dot item value. So now when we press play, we can actually do anything here. Make a scene. This is an awesome scene, by the way. Looking like a nice level. There we have it. It's complete. So what we want to do now is press the S key. And we can actually close the window and open up the window, and it's empty, but when we press the L key, we can actually load what we previously did. You can of course create another saving method that you don't have to press the S key, but I would say that it is a good idea because there might be situations when you don't want to save it, you just want to get back into the place when you first started making it. So this is a very nice way to actually make a very basic level editor. Now you basically have the way to save and load the tilemap on the scene. And you can add ways to actually erase, for example, when we push down add event, choose the mouse and let's choose the on mouse button down and let's choose the right, for example. And let's add let's actually choose from the set tile, let's copy this here and add an action, choose the tile map, and there is a erase tile. And let's put back paste the text here. And same for the Y, but let's just change the X to Y. So now we have a way to actually erase the keys as well, the tiles, by pressing the right key. So I can basically do anything here, and by using the right key I can remove these as well. So there you go. This is, like I mentioned, very basic way to do a level editor, but as you can see, maybe, that this is a very scalable way to do your own level editor. Now you just need to add different kind of ways to load different worlds, save different kind of levels, and make possibility of making multiple levels and stuff like that. But this is a good platform for that. Hopefully you found this useful and you can use this in your coming projects or in current projects to make a level editor. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you within the coming videos as well. Have a great day.